Hey, beautiful soul. If you survive narcissistic abuse, you already know how your voice was silenced, your needs were dismissed, and your personal space invaded. But today we are breaking that cycle. Today we are taking back your power because setting boundaries is not rude, neither is it selfish. It's an act of self-respect. It's a sacred act of self-respect, healing, and protection. And boundaries are not walls, they are gates. And a lot of us confuse boundaries with barriers. But boundaries aren't about shutting people out. They're about deciding who gets across to your heart, who gets across to your energy, and who gets across to your peace. Think of a healthy boundary as a gate with a lock. You hold a key, and only those who are safe, only those who are kind, and only those who are respectful should be allowed through. Now, boundaries protect your healing, not your ego. And narcissists conditioned you to ignore your needs, but no longer are you going to ignore your needs. You're going to prioritize your needs going forward. And if you grew up with narcissistic parents or were in a relationship with one, you were trained, yes, you watching me, you were trained to believe that your needs didn't matter, that saying no was wrong, that your worth was based on your ability to overextend, to overgive, and to overplease. But I tell you, we are flipping the script today because that is not the true nature of your worth. Your worth was given to you by God, and you are not a human doing, D-O-I-N-G. You are a human being, B-E-I-N-G. And setting boundaries rewires that lie you've been told. Setting boundaries rewires that lie. It says my needs matter. It says my time matters. And it says my body, my emotions, my soul, they all matter. Now, when you have no boundaries, you open the door for manipulation. That's the honest truth, and that is why you need to set boundaries. Now, narcissists thrive in environments where there are no boundaries. It's like a field, open field for them, where they can do all that they need to do. And why? Because not having boundaries gives them unlimited access to your time, gives them unlimited access to your emotions, gives them unlimited access to your energy, and even your identity, because narcissists even will trump on your identity if you give them the chance, if you give them that opportunity. Now, when you don't set boundaries, you are unconsciously saying, I'm available for disrespect. But when you do set boundaries, you are saying, I honor myself now, I protect my peace, and your peace is highly valuable. Yes. Now, boundaries are biblical and spiritual. For those of you who are wondering, Jesus himself set boundaries. There are so many times in the Bible when we read that he walked away from crowds. He said no to demands that didn't align with his mission. Yes, he protected his mission ferociously, and he withdrew to pray, rested when he needed to, and didn't allow everyone access to him. You are not unloving when you protect yourself. You are being wise. And Proverbs 4:23 says, guard your heart above all else. Guard your heart above all else, for it determines the course of your life. Now, boundaries teach others how to treat you. Boundaries teach others how to treat you. The moment you set a boundary, you are not just protecting yourself, you are teaching others how to love you properly. Yes, people will rise to the standard you set, or they will fall away, and that's okay. It's okay for those who fall away. They just didn't belong to you in the first place. And let who is meant to stay, stay, and let who is meant to go, go. You are not here to babysit bad behavior. I repeat, you are not here to babysit bad behavior. And when you first start setting boundaries, you feel guilty at first. Just take it. You feel guilty at first, but that's just because of your conditioning. At first, setting boundaries will feel mean, quote and unquote mean, and you might feel guilty, but that's not your spirit talking. It's the trauma that's talking. It's the voice of the narcissist who made you feel like your needs were a burden. So push through the guilt. Yes, go ahead. Set boundaries, feel guilty. Still go ahead and set another boundary. Set boundaries, feel guilty. Repeat the process like that. Boundaries are not betrayal. They are a form of self-love in action. If you say you love yourself, you're going to set boundaries. And if this spoke to you, I want you to drop this in the comments right now. I choose boundaries over burnout. If you don't choose boundaries. Burnout is definitely the destination, and I know that is not where you want to be. And so go ahead and type in the comments, I choose boundaries over burnout. Say it loud, say it boldly, because you deserve it. And if you need help learning to set boundaries without fear, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications, because this channel is your safe place to grow, it's a safe place to heal, it's also your safe place to rise. And you've spent enough time shrinking, pleasing people, and tolerating disrespect. Now it's time to reclaim your voice. It's time to reclaim your peace. It's time to reclaim your power. It's time to reclaim your life. Set the boundary. Speak the truth. Honor your soul, because you don't just deserve peace. You were born to protect it. And these are some boundary affirmations. Let me quickly talk about some boundary affirmations. They are faith-based and they are also empowering. So both faith-based and empowering boundary affirmations. I'm not here to please people. I'm here to protect my peace. My no is holy. My boundaries are blessed. The third boundary affirmation is I do not feel guilty for doing what is healthy for me. And the fourth is God did not create me to be a doormat. He created me to be discerning. And then the fifth boundary affirmation is I release the fear of being misunderstood. I choose to be safe, not sorry. And I'm worthy of love that respects my limits. And I do not need to over explain or justify my boundaries. And then saying no is an act of self-respect, not selfishness. Yet another boundary affirmation is boundaries are a form of worship. They honor the temple of my soul. And then the last but not the least is even Jesus said boundaries, so can I. Now our next video in this 11-part series is why you should not over-explain yourself as a narcissistic abuse survivor. Be sure to watch all the 11 videos in the Don't Make These Mistakes playlist to be empowered for healing after narcissistic abuse. Thanks so much for watching this video. I'll see you in my next.